Hey everybody, sorry it's been a long week. I have not posted at all, I don't think, this week. But anyway, um, I did not feel well earlier this week, so that's part of the reason I didn't post. I just did not have the energy to talk to anybody. I know, oh my gosh, Heather doesn't have the energy to talk, something's really wrong. Anyway, um, those of you who follow me on Facebook may have seen last night that I posted um, that I was crazily going to be doing a triathlon this morning. Um, it was sounded like a good idea at the time a few months ago when I signed up. I signed my daughter and I up, but it was a sprint. It was short, 250-yard swim, 6.2 mile bike, and a 2 mile run. Um, over a couple months ago, it seemed like, oh yeah, I'll get the training in. I'll do it. It's like I got a couple months. It's fine. Didn't really happen. So, yes, I got outside. I posted a video of when I got out there and did my 3 miles with my stroller, but um, that I didn't get any like real good running, too much of it anyway. And I have run on my treadmill a few times, and I've gotten outside a few times, but haven't done a lot of running, and definitely haven't done a lot of biking. Done more swimming than anything else, but did not feel ready for this race at all. And so I have to admit something, and that is I feel really bad even saying this because I know there's a lot of stuff going around about body shaming and being body positive and being proud of yourself and your whatever. But I've always been very self conscious of the way I look. Um, my whole life, really, like since I was a kid. I just have always been very self conscious. And um, right now, I feel very bad about the way I look. And I don't care who wants to be like, oh no, you look good or whatever. Nothing anybody's going to say is going to make me feel good because I don't feel good. I don't feel good. It's not just about weight. Yes, that is a part of it. But I also just feel heavy and I feel unhealthy and I feel winded and I feel weak and I feel tired. And those things for me are not normal. Being a triathlete, working out 5, 6 days a week for years, I've been doing this, even through pregnancy, at least 3 or 4 workouts a week. That's like bare minimum, but most of the time, at least five. So, where I'm at right now, 6 months postpartum, and still like 25 pounds more than where I was when I started my pregnancy. To me, that's not right. And yes, I do have to give myself some forgiveness, I guess, because of what my body's been through this year, but it's still nonetheless very hard for me to come to terms with the fact that it is what it is and I am what I am right now. And there's so many other things I have to focus on right now that I can't really worry too much about myself and my personal achievements for fitness. So, unfortunately, yes, I'm gonna make the time to work out um, as best I can. And I mean, yeah, still I get in a few workouts a week. It's not like I don't work out at all, but it's nothing compared to what it was before. I mean, we're talking like an hour and a half to 2 hours of working out 5 or 6 days a week for, like I said, years. So, anyway, the admission I have to make right now is that I felt so self conscious going to this race this morning. Like, I literally put on my tri kit, and there was a part of me that was like, you're not going. No one can see you in this right now. Look at you. And like literally shaming myself. And it's not fair. I know that. I should be proud of myself, but I literally was like frustrated because I couldn't find, a sports bra that fit right with the tri kit. Like, yes, I have sports bras that fit right with other things, but I was like digging through my drawer, and then I put on my tri kit and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go out like this. I can't let people see me looking like this. And I do that to myself every time I change my clothes. I do that to myself every time I put my swimsuit on. And I literally thought to myself, when I was going to the race, always wear a t-shirt because it's early morning and it's a little cool. Um, And I was thinking, oh, I should have had a t-shirt made that says, I almost died earlier this year. And I feel that way when I'm pregnant but not showing. Like, I always feel like really self-conscious. Like, ooh, she looked like she put on a few pounds. Like, nobody knows I'm pregnant. I remember thinking, like, I wanted a shirt that said, I'm not fat, I'm pregnant, stupid. But that's how I felt today. Like, I almost died earlier this year. Maybe it'll take, if I put judgment on myself. I feel like, I'm thinking about what other people are thinking. And then I'm like, oh, like I need to make an excuse for why I look like this. Well, whatever. Like, I did a triathlon, like, how many people are going to sit there and be like skinny and be like, oh, I can't do that. So, for those of you who feel bad about your body, I know there's a lot of us that are all in this together, and I wish there were a way to just be like, we need to stop. We're going to stop. But I'm still struggling with it. So I just wanted to admit that for camaraderie. But anyway, as far as the race goes, because I did not do really serious training for it, I decided to make it about my daughter and not about myself. So she's 11, and this was her first time doing an adult race. She's done 3 kids triathlons. So I said, all right, you're a big girl, you can do this. So unfortunately, since I didn't really train, she didn't really train either. She took this summer off of swimming with her swim team because of the baby. I was like, I just can't do this all at the same time, so you're going to have to take a break. So she hasn't really been swimming. She swam with me a few times. She's run with me a couple times. She's been out on the bike with me like once, and she's ridden around the block, and stuff like that. But she hasn't done any like real legit training. So I didn't think, and I wasn't going to have a really high expectation for what she was going to do, especially just the accomplishment of being 11 and doing an adult race. That's great. So, we went out, and she started her swim a little bit before me. They start one at a time. You give them a time that you think, it's a seed time. So she started 3 minutes before me. She's not really necessarily faster than me at 250 yards, but I seeded her a little faster than me. I was a little slow with my seeding for myself because I wanted her to go first. I wanted to be able to like be there with her all the way up till she got in that pool. So she went in and she killed it. She got out of that pool, and she was only about like 20 seconds behind me for 250 yards. Like, normally our times are farther apart than that. So I was really happy with that. And then she went out on the bike, and I told her, I'll find you on the bike because I have a triathlon bike and I'm faster, obviously. And she just has like a road bike. So I caught up to her about 1 mile into the bike, or maybe 1.5 miles into the bike. And then we rode the rest of the way together. Some of the time I was behind her, some of the time I was in front of her pushing, either way. And then by the time we got onto the run, she was really like, oh my gosh, I hate this. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, you can do it. She kept wanting to walk. But I did the best I could to just encourage her. And we crossed the finish line holding hands, which was great. So it is the first time I had no expectation for time for myself at all. I didn't even set a goal of any kind. It was about finishing with her. And, I wasn't even going to look at our results. Like, I was like, whatever. I know neither of us won anything. But I still had to look. So I still did not come in last place in my age group. I still beat like, I don't know, 6 people, which I don't really care about today. And she beat like 3 people in her age group. Hers was a small age group. It was like 20 kids, I think. And she came in like 17th. And I think I came in like 24th out of like 30 or something. I know it would have been higher if I didn't stay with her, because I really did slow down for her. But again, I'm super proud of her, and it's not about me, it's about her. And I had fun out there with her. And I looked at her overall place, and she beat like 46 adults. So out of the whole race, it was like 355 people total, and she came in like 309th. So I'm like, you know what? You're 11, and there were 46 people slower than you, and I don't care how old they were. I don't care if they're 60. You're an 11-year-old kid, and this is your first adult race. So I was really happy for her to make that accomplishment. So that's how it went. And it was really different for me to like just go out there and have a good time and not be competitive with myself. And it was very humbling because this particular race last year, exactly 1 year ago, I did this race and I was on the podium. I got third place, and that was not an Athena accomplishment. This was the only time I've ever been in an age group podium, third place age group. And I worked so hard and I got that third place. So this year, to like, I also wanted to be like, last year I got third place. Like, I wanted to shout it to everyone as they watched me, struggle with my weight up the hill on a bike, in heat without training. But no, I didn't say it. I didn't yell it to anybody. Um, I wasn't like, I just had a baby, or anything like that. I just did it and I finished with my daughter and I had a good time. So, for all of those who are wondering, thank you for thinking of me. And that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. Until next time, have a good one.